What's up, guys? Douglas from Dougsterbob.com here, and today we're going to be talking about the 2022 Sunday Soundwave. Can you tell I'm excited? I'm super hyped because this is an absolutely incredible bike. I haven't seen an incredible bike in stock since mid last year, since like a year ago. Everything started selling out, everyone got into BMX, and we were out of decent bikes. This thing is so amazing. It costs as much as my custom did, but it's got a lifetime warranty. So let's figure out if it's right for you, if I'd recommend it, if it's any good, and everything you need to know about this bike. All right, so the 2022 Sunday Soundwave, it has a free coaster version, a cassette version, 21-inch top tube, left-hand drive, right-hand drive, full aftermarket chromoly frame, forks, bars, and even cranks. Practically everything's full chromoly. We'll talk about quality later, but one thing that's so important to note right now is that each bike has a lifetime warranty. Yeah, on the frame, forks, and bars. And then on the cassette version, it doesn't have a lifetime warranty on the cranks since it doesn't come with the Thunderbolt cranks, but the free coaster comes with the Thunderbolt cranks. And you're probably thinking, that sounds good, but how much is it, right? Well, it's anywhere from $1,279 to $1,299. $1,300 for this bike, but keep in mind the lifetime warranty. This is one of the best bikes money can buy, aside from the We the People Envy. So I've been head to head with a lot of people arguing whether the Envy's better or whether the Sunday Soundwave's better, and I'm really curious what you think. So leave a comment, let me know which one you think is better. But the free coaster version is $1,279. This is the version with the lifetime warranty on the frame, forks, bars, and cranks. The cassette version is $1,299. I think it's because that it comes with the caliber cranks, which are a little more expensive than the Thunderbolt. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. This one has a lifetime warranty on the frame, forks, and bars, but that's it. Keep in mind though, like everything on this bike is aftermarket. It's like you walked into the Sunday warehouse and just grabbed stuff. You're like, I want this frame, these bars, these forks, these wheels. It's got Odyssey Hazard Light wheels. Those are so expensive. This thing's mad impressive. So let's talk about the quality first. I've already talked about it. Aftermarket Sunday Soundwave V3 frame with a lifetime warranty. Aftermarket chromoly is 110% different than the full chromoly frames that you're going to find on the Sunday Forecaster or even the Sunday X. This thing has been made by OTX Designs with extra love, extra care, and a special attention to detail. It's a really solid bike. They did the same thing, the aftermarket bars, aftermarket forks with a 28 millimeter offset. So it's different than the Street Sweeper's 25 millimeter offset. The 28, I personally like the 28 more because it balances 32 and 25. It's not going to be too responsive and twitchy, but it's also not going to feel so sluggish like a 32 would. So that's good to know. You need to know that. But it's all aftermarket. It's just incredible. Odyssey Thunderbolt cranks, which are rumored to be some of the best cranks out right now, or Odyssey caliber cranks on the cassette version. It's like, you just get so much. Like you can go, I did a review post on Dougsterbob.com and I go a little more in depth about the spec stuff because this is more for people trying to figure out if the bike's right for them. So if you're curious about what I wrote and you want to check out the specs, go to Dougsterbob.com and check out the review post that I did. I'm not going to get so in depth on it here. Somebody said, you just read the specs. It's like, bro, I don't even read the specs. So don't come at me. But anyway, it's got all that stuff aftermarket. It's got the Odyssey Hazard Light rims. It's got crazy quality on the wheels, and it weighs 23.41 pounds. I was impressed with the Street Sweeper and the X being around 25. This thing's almost 23 pounds. Almost the lightest complete BMX bike out there. This is just crazy light. Having a light bike is going to make it so much easier to control, so much easier to maneuver. One thing that's especially important is that the weight reduction is probably rotational weight. And what that means is that your wheel is essentially a rotational weight. So that's why tubolitos are a huge deal. And that rotational weight affects the way that you spin and things like that. So Logan Martin riding his super light titanium bike is able to do 4 tail whips with a 360, right? It's because there's not that rotational weight there. So if you're sitting in a chair, you turn the wheel that while it's spinning, it turns you. That's what happens. And the effect of that is a lot less when it's lighter. So having a lighter bike really, really does help, especially if it's got a lifetime warranty on the stuff. People argue, well, if you're saving weight, you're sacrificing quality, but that's not the case with this bike. And I mean, you'd hope not, right? For $1,300, you'd hope that it's light and high quality. It comes with no. It comes with hub guards, but it does not come with pegs. The Sunday Darkwave, which is rumored to be out very, very soon, has 4 pegs, hub guards, everything like that. So this is a pretty decent bike. Doesn't come with pegs, but we'll let that slide. Okay, let's talk about geometry. 21-inch top tube on all of the versions, 13.2 to 13.5 inch chainstay, 75-degree head tube angle, and a 9-inch standover. This is very standard geometry. It's not really super flowy, but it's also not responsive at all. So you can see a big difference with the Street Sweeper versus this one. This has a little bit of a longer chainstay, which is going to make manuals easier to control but harder to get into. It's going to make spins a little bit harder, but overall the bike's going to feel a lot more stable. So this is good for, I'd say, older guys getting back into the sport because that stability is super important. And side note, like I say all the time, make sure that the 21-inch top tube is correct for you. I would hate for you to get the 21-inch top tube and only be 5'4". It's not going to be good. I mean, yeah, you can ride it, right? You could probably sit down and ride it, but that's not good. But really, please check out the Dougsterbob size guide and make sure that this is the right size for you. You can check it out and see how it's going to affect your riding with the different sizes and your style of riding. So please don't buy the wrong size bike. It's going to be really counterproductive, even though this thing's amazing. Don't do that, okay? Please, please, please. All right, so now we want to see how it scores in street, park, dirt, quality, and we're going to be using the Dougsterbob scoring system. This essentially is a way to look at any bike and see how good it is in dirt or street or park and compare it and sort all the bikes by street quality or dirt quality so that you can compare them and see which one's best for you. We're going to talk about the Soundwave scores in all of these different areas, but if you want the sheet to compare against some of your other favorite bikes, you can download it for free. The link is in the description. Just put in your email address and it'll get sent to you. You'll have access to all 80 different bikes and how they scored. It's going to help you out a lot. But anyway, the Soundwave, we're gonna break it up because the cassette version is going to score different than the free coaster version. They're a little bit different, especially in terms of quality and things like that. The Soundwave cassette version scored a 5.75. We're going to round it up to 6 in the street section. It's because it has really good quality. It has those hub guards, no pegs, and the tires are amazing for street. So it's a pretty decent bike for street, although it's not the best. And that's why the free coaster version scored an 8. So this one is obviously quite a bit better for street because free coasters are going to make the street tricks a lot easier. Not all of them, but most of them. Most street riders are going to be riding the free coaster. It makes a lot of things easier in the streets. So that's the scoring difference there. They both scored the same for park. They scored 4.33. We're going to round it down to 4. They're not really park specific. The geometry is not responsive enough and it just doesn't have anything pushing it towards a park specific bike. So that's why it scored a 4. Now in the dirt section, the scores varied quite a bit. The free coaster version scored a 2.67. We're going to round that up to 3. And the cassette version scored a 4. So as you know, free coasters are not built for dirt riding. They're going to cause you a lot of headache, especially if you case and don't have enough speed to clear that second jump. You're going to try to pedal, you're going to hit the slack, it's going to engage, or whatever. It's just going to be a mess, okay? So that's why it scored about a point lower. However, neither of these bikes are really great for dirt. I'd say the cassette version would be okay to ride dirt on because it's a little bit bigger, a little bit more stable, but it's not super dirt specific like something like the We the People Revolver or the Fit Trail would be. It's okay, and it's definitely better for street. The cassette version, I think you could balance all 3. I think you could ride a little bit of park, a little bit of street, a little bit of dirt, while the free coaster version is obviously going to be best for street, but not so good for dirt. Good news though, this is the first bike in 2022 to score a 10 out of 10 on the quality. They get extra points if they have a warranty, which these bikes do. They get extra points if you can choose between left-hand drive and right-hand drive, which these bikes do. If they're aftermarket chromoly versus normal chromoly, this scoring system's crazy, but these bikes got a 10 and it's really hard to do. There's not many bikes that score that high. The Soundwave Special Free Coaster and the cassette version are insane quality, as you've heard me talk about. I think the Revolver is the only other one to get that. It's hard to do, and this is very impressive. And then the Dougsterbob scores are 6.85 for the cassette version and 6.6 for the free coaster version. This is a really high Dougsterbob score. Almost no bike scored higher than this. And it's damn near impossible to score a 10 for the Dougsterbob score. It's practically impossible because if you have a free coaster, you get points in one area and not points in another area, and so on and so forth. So 6.8 is crazy high. As you can tell by the high quality, the high price tag, this is a great bike, and the value is there. I get it. It's very, very, very expensive, and it's totally worth it though. And that's the thing that the Dougsterbob score determines. A high score means the price to quality ratio is solid. A low score means you're probably getting ripped off. So this is a great bike. Now, some of the potential issues that I see with this bike are virtually none. I really have a hard time believing that you're going to run into any issues with this. The only thing that might happen is you get the free coaster and you have no freaking idea what a free coaster is like to ride. It's going to have slack. You might pedal, you might smack your knee, you might engage when you're faking. Free coasters, you need to get used to them. So if you're experienced with the free coaster, you're solid. But if you have no idea what it is and you're thinking about getting that version, do a little bit of research first and just make sure it's right for you, because I'd hate for you to get a free coaster and then hate it and have to buy a new back wheel. The only other issue I see is kids with a lot of money want the best of the best of the best buying this bike. This is a 21-inch top tube. It's for taller people who are like 5'9", 5'10", all the way up to 6'4". So if you're smaller than that and growing really fast, maybe you can grow into it, but I don't think this is a good move. It's so expensive, and that time while you're growing into it is going to be wasted because you're not going to be able to progress as fast as you should. Who is this bike for? So the Sunday Soundwave is for someone with a good amount of money. Usually it's kids whose parents run a business, or kids who, one kid who bought it last year through my reviews, he has his own little lawn mowing gig and he makes good money, and he's like, I want the best bike. And it's like, bro, you're 13, you got more money than me. But anyway, here you go. Here's the best bike. So it's for someone with a good amount of money. Usually it could be guys that are returning into the sport, people who rode back in the day. You got a real job, got responsibilities, and now they're getting back into it. But more importantly, someone who cares about quality. You're probably riding at a pretty high level, but always planning to ride at a higher level. This bike is one of the few complete bikes that I would confidently say you can buy it, ride it for a few years, and have no issues. Any other bike, you're going to run into issues early on or as you progress with it. This one, you can confidently say no issues. So if you're like, you just want it and you don't want the headache of changing your cranks every once in a while or putting new bars on, this would be a good choice for you. So essentially, someone with a lot of money, someone with plans to progress, and someone who just doesn't want to mess with it, doesn't want to be fixing things all the time and worrying about that headache. The last question. Now, would I recommend this bike? Yes. Absolutely yes. If you have the money, this is one of the best bikes you can buy. It's either between this one or the We the People Envy. The Envy comes in a 20.5, which doesn't really matter because this is an Envy review. But yes, I recommend it. One of the best bikes you could buy. Money well spent, especially if you don't want to worry about your bike breaking. I think this is an incredible deal and an incredible bike. Oh my God, that was a lot of talking. So many bikes, and it's so fun to run through each bike and watch each one progress. I hope this helped you figure out which bike is best, and I hope you consider clicking the link in the description to shop all of the 2022 Sunday bikes from wherever has the best price. Probably going to be Dan's Comp, but you never know. I want you guys to get the best price on the bikes. I don't want you guys to get ripped off, and I want you guys to enjoy BMX. It is so fun. I could tell you so many stories. You'll just have to tune in for one of the lives to hear me rant about how this sport has literally changed my life. So good luck on your bike buying journey. Subscribe if this was helpful to you and let me know what you thought. Don't forget about the free bike recommendation and the Dougsterbob score sheet. Both of those things are in the description. They're going to save you so much time on your bike buying journey. Have a good rest of your day. Enjoy your bike once you get it. Peace.